Hello, family and friends. It's Marcus Vargas here with your fall 2019 update. I'm so pumped to fill you in on what's happening in the missions department and giving you the scoop on what's happening in my own personal life as a missionary, along with what's coming up with our conference SLS happening in Phoenix, Arizona this coming December. Check it out. To start off, I'd like to draw a picture for you about the missions team at this point last year. Last year, around this time, we were with 12 people on the team, helping to put on 145 mission trips for the year in the spring and summer for college students with missionaries. Now, this year, 2019-2020, we have close to 17 people on the team, being able to put on 150 mission trips all over the world in close to 50 countries. And I'm honored to be working with the Central and South America areas to help assist hosts with 18 mission trips from anywhere in Honduras, Peru, the Caribbean, and other places that are enabling people to encounter Christ, serving the poor alongside with those hosts that already have apostolates in the area. Now, come springtime, I will return to Peru, but for a shorter amount of time. My teammates Lizzie and Martha will go with me for an extended period in March for around 6 weeks to be able to host trips in Lima with Alejo Molina and being able to do walls and staircases once again with different teams that come from all over the country. Not being able to go to Peru this summer actually was providential. And the last write-up that I sent you talked about providence and the understanding of what God had in store post-op and for me after my knee injury. And I'd like to share a little bit about that with you today. Since then, I've been able to start mentoring 4 men within Focus, 4 men that are in all different areas of the country, one at Eastern Washington, one at Iowa State, another at the Air Force Academy in the Springs, and one at UMary in Bismarck, North Dakota. And I'd like to highlight Ross, who's in Bismarck, North Dakota, serving as a first-year missionary and understanding and developing awareness of what it means to be a missionary on a college campus and how to proclaim the gospel within his life. Check out his story.
Hi there, my name is Ross Schultz. I'm a first-year missionary at the University of UMary in Bismarck, North Dakota. I am just here to tell you a little bit more about what it's like to be a first-year missionary. And one of the things that has been a part of my experience as being a first-year missionary is that it takes a lot of time and patience to build relationships with those on campus. Initially coming in, I had the mindset that I was going to build these relationships with men that were going to be super awesome and super fruitful, but quickly noticed that building those good and healthy relationships take time. And so after taking a little bit more time this semester to go to events that students were attending and just making more of a presence on campus, we were able to build more trust and just build a solid foundation for our friendships. And so one of the cool things that has happened during this semester is that I've actually been able to grow in relationship with one of my disciples whom I inherited. And the awesome thing that has happened is that he is now leading his first Bible study ever with a group of guys who are just pumped and excited to learn more about the Lord. And so that is just kind of where we're at right now, continuing to build those relationships on solid foundations in order that we can continue to show our disciples what it truly means to follow Christ. So I appreciate your continued support. Just know that I'll be praying for you because we as missionaries can't be doing what we are doing without you. And thanks so much. God bless.
Man, I love checking in with Ross and seeing how everything's going at UMary. That call of the disciple is so crucial to understand because within our baptism and within our confirmation, we are saying yes to something greater. And it's not just something that we take upon ourselves to say yes and live out, but something that we share with others around us. And my team, the missions team, really took this to heart on one of our offsites this semester. We were able to focus on Luke 10 of understanding how we are each called within our own name as a disciple to follow Christ. And so I'd like to just read a small part where he's talking about the worker being worth his wage and the understanding that we're sent out without anything to be able to share the Lord with others. But this is the part that stuck out to me. In Luke 10, he says, "Peace be to this house, and if a son of peace is there, your peace shall rest upon him, but if not, it shall return to you." We are called to share the goodness of the Lord through our witness and through our example. And how this speaks to me is that understanding that no one has the capability of taking away your peace. If you invite someone to a Bible study, if you invite them to Mass, if you're just inviting them into something deeper, no one has the capability of taking your peace. It is you that freely gives that peace. But in the end, I hope and wish that that peace will remain even within those invitations that are rejection and are hard to take. Rather, it's saying, okay, how else can I give of myself so that one day that peace will be united with others in their yes to saying yes to the Lord. Now, speaking of saying yes to the Lord, I'd like to talk a little bit about SLS, the conference happening December 31st to January 3rd this coming year. I've mentioned it in the other videos leading up to this, and I am so pumped for all of you in Arizona with this chance because SLS 2014 is what actually allowed me to say yes to mission work with Focus. You see, I went there begrudgingly because someone had helped give me a scholarship so that I can come and encounter the Lord and receive what he desired to give, and saying that I was going into the nursing world, the secular world, and this missionary wanted me to be well equipped to live in the secular world. But I did not want that. I wanted personally to stay home, to be with family, and to be around them during the holidays. But what this conference ended up holding was a life-changing experience. Each day, it built upon itself of saying, how can I know, how can I answer the call of being a disciple, and how can I actually share that with others? You see, what missions does for us is we go out and give of ourselves freely. But what this conference wants us to do is receive freely the love of the Lord and the knowledge of his goodness. And you can do that with one another here at the conference, with me at the conference, and saying these speakers and the keynotes of how they share their faith and how they show that peace and joy that the Lord holds, I can have that, and I can share that with those in my hometown. So going back to my story, SLS 2014, it was the very last speaker of the entire conference, and my conversion came through the understanding of joy, the eternal joy that the Lord desires, rather than the temporal happiness that is offered through these worldly things. And the speaker, what he talked about was living a life that was not bringing him joy, because what he ended up saying was, it's not about the joy you assume to have, but the joy that you were created for. And in that time, I knew that I was created for something bigger and deeper, and the Lord was inviting me into it with Focus. Now, you may not have to answer the call like Focus or to go out and start working for the parish or the church in any way, but you are called to share that faith, to share the love of the Lord, and share that joy with others. And I hope that this SLS opportunity can be the next step in growing in your own faith journey with the Lord. I am adding one of the speakers, Father Mike Schmitz, to the email. Please check him out, and please reach out with any questions that you have about SLS. For Arizona people in the Diocese of Phoenix, the cost for December 30th to January 2nd will be at a discounted rate because of location. It is $299 for full day access, meaning that you can choose to stay in the hotels or you can stay with family and friends in the Phoenix area, and we'll have a discounted rate for those from the diocese. Please reach out with any questions. I would love to share with you in this experience and see you there, worshiping the Lord, learning more about him, and being able to share that with those in the Diocese of Phoenix. Thank you so much for your support. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.